Hi, this is Jack from Maths Forge, and in today's lesson we're going to be doing metric conversions. So let's take a look at our first one-star example. Here we're being asked to convert 4 centiliters into milliliters. Now I've drawn this conversion chart here to illustrate what's happening when you go from liters to centiliters to milliliters. So the base unit here is liters, so there's an L here to represent that. Now centiliters, there are 100 of them in a liter. So to get your number from liters into centiliters, you multiply by 100. So to go from liters to centiliters times 100. And the opposite is true. If you have centiliters and you want to get that number into liters, you divide by 100. And of course, from centiliters to milliliters, so milliliters, there are 1,000 of them in 1 liter. So of course, to go from liter to milliliter, you times by 100 and then you times by 10, which is the same as timesing by 1,000. But to get from centiliters to milliliters, there are 10 milliliters in 1 centiliter. So to go from centiliter to milliliter, you times by 10. And again, the opposite is true. From milliliters to centiliters, you divide by 10. So we want 4 centiliters to milliliters. Well, to get from centiliters to milliliters, looking at our chart, it's going to be times 10. So 4 centiliters should give us 40 milliliters. And if we check our answer, there it is. So it's very important for you to remember these conversion charts that I'm writing in this lesson and be able to apply them to convert units. We'll do another one-star example. Now in this one-star example, we are being asked to convert 16 millimeters into centimeters. So I've drawn another conversion chart here. The base unit here is meters with an M. So to go from meters to centimeters, it's very similar to the previous example. We times by 100. There are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. And the opposite is true. From centimeters to meters, you divide by 100. And from centimeters to millimeters, you times by 10. And the opposite is true as well. From millimeters to centimeters, you divide by 10. And of course, if you want to go from meters all the way to millimeters, you multiply by 1,000. Because of course, times 100 times 10 is the same as multiplying by 1,000. So 16 millimeters, to get that into centimeters, we are going to need to divide by 10. So 16 divided by 10 is 1.6. So 16 millimeters should give us 1.6 centimeters. And if we check our answer, there it is. Now in this example, we're going to convert 1 kilometer into meters. And I've explained in the previous example how to go from meters to the smaller units, so centimeters and millimeters. But in this example, I'm going to explain to you how to go from a kilometer to a meter and vice versa. So a kilometer to a meter, there are 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. So if you want to go from kilometers to meters, you times by 1,000. Of course, the K represents times 1,000, so just remember that. And if you want to go from meters to kilometers, the opposite is true, divide by 1,000. So now 1 kilometers into meters, we're going to have to times by 1,000. And 1 times 1,000 is 1,000. So 1 kilometer should be 1,000 meters. And if we check our answer, there it is. Now we'll do a 2-star example. Here we're being asked to calculate 3 milliliters plus 2 milliliters, but to give our answer in centiliters. So there's 2 ways to go about this. You can do your calculation first, so we'll end up with 5 milliliters because of course 3 plus 2 is 5. And then we can convert the milliliters into centiliters. And of course to go from milliliters to centiliters, we divide by 10. And 5 divided by 10 is 0.5. So 5 milliliters should give us 0.5 centiliters. And if we check our answer, there it is. Another way you could have done this is to do your conversion before the calculation. So we could have divided by 10 and divided by 10 to have 0.3 centiliters plus 0.2 centiliters. And then of course that will also give us 0.5 centiliters. I prefer to do the addition first and then to convert. Sometimes you might get given one number in milliliters and the other number in centiliters, in which case it's best to do the conversion beforehand. We'll do another 2-star example. So here we're being asked to calculate 830 meters plus 200 meters. 830 plus 200 is going to give us 1,030 meters. But the question wants us to write our answer in kilometers. So to go from meters to kilometers, we have to divide by 1,000. And 1,030 meters divided by 1,000 is going to give us 1.030, no need to write the last 0, kilometers. And if we check our answer, there it is. Now we'll do a 3-star example. Here they're asking us to calculate 2 centiliters plus milliliters, but it wants us to write the answer in centiliters. So as explained previously, in this case, we have to do the conversion before we do the calculation. So I'm going to go ahead and convert this milliliters to centiliters because that's what they want us to write our answer in. So I'm going to have 2 centiliters plus 50 milliliters. But 50 milliliters, to convert it to centiliters, I'm going to have to take it and divide it by 10. So 50 divided by 10 is 5. So 50 milliliters will give us 5 centiliters. And now we can go ahead and do the calculation. 2 centiliters plus 5 centiliters will give us 7 centiliters. And if we check our answer, there it is. And that's it for the lesson on metric conversions. It's very important for you to learn and remember your conversion charts. Once you've committed them to memory, answering the questions is just a matter of practice.